Hello, I'm Paul Pluter and welcome to the Archie Luxury channel. Today I'd like to do a comparison between the latest release Rolex Explorer 2 and the outgoing model. And the two models which I'm referring to in this review are the Rolex 16570, which is the Sapphire Rolex Explorer 2, and I'm also comparing it to the 21670, which is the brand new, bigger size Explorer 2, which has replaced the old model. What do I think of the new Explorer 2 compared to the old one? Well, look, in my opinion there, I think the greatest wristwatch around is a white gold Calatrava. So I do have very conservative, crude sort of standards, but I gotta say I don't mind the new Explorer 2. It's a big size, and when you're talking sports watches, the funny thing is I was actually talking to a buyer for my Explorer 2 6 months ago, and he had the new GMT, and he said, yeah, I'll have a look at your Explorer 2. I showed him a photo, and he said, yes, this is beautiful. When I showed him the watch, he felt it was too small. And this is interesting. A 40mm sports watch is too small. The guy was only a little short, fat guy. And, I don't know what you'd say. He thought it was too small. But the Explorer 2 itself, I've got to be honest with you, what they've really done is they have made the case bigger. They've revised the movement slightly, and they've adjusted it to be a bigger watch. And do I agree or don't I agree? Well, it's a hard one. I think the biggest problem is, however, if they go big, it's very hard to become smaller if it's a mistake. And this is the thing. Once they release a huge monstrosity like this, it's very hard to claw back and shrink the size. So I hope they know what they're doing. A good friend of mine said to me, it's out of fashion when Rolex takes up the fashion. And there's a bit of sincerity in that. And I gotta say, the Explorer 2, the new Explorer 2, I don't mind the look of it. Some people have criticized the size of the hands and how it fits on the watch, but I don't think it looks terrible. I think it's a pattern we're seeing where watches are getting bigger. Makers like Audemars Piguet have the Offshore series, which is certainly quite big. You've got makers like Breitling for Bentley and Breitling themselves who are making bigger models. Omega with their Planet Ocean series is expanding the size of wristwatches. So I think in many ways Rolex had no other choice but to release these bigger models. Rolex has been quite clever in the sense that they haven't released all 42mm sports watches. They very secretly increased the size of the Explorer, but on other models they've kept it at the 40mm, just making it appear bigger, so they can always adjust the appearance of it if it fails in the marketing division. And the Explorer 2's often taken on really groundbreaking area. When it came out in the when it came out in the early 70s, it was quite revolutionary. And I think in many ways this new model here is going to be a huge hit for Rolex. Do I like it? Do I prefer it? Well, I think bang per buck, I'd think the best piece to buy is the outgoing 16570. They're really good value. They're heavily discounted because of the new model, and I think they're a good bargain on the used market. My ideal watch would be an early 90s Explorer 2 16570 with a white dial. However, I'm quite a conservative guy, and as I said, I like the white gold Calatrava. If you're more of a Patek Nautilus guy, I think the Explorer 2 is a watch for you, and I think it is going to be one of Rolex's heavy-hitting sports watches. I'm Paul Pluter, and I hope you've enjoyed this comparison between the old Explorer 2 and the new Explorer 2 for the Archie Luxury channel.